All right, what's going on, everybody? Y'all know what time it is. This is your weekly tech and AI news, where we're covering all of the updates and news of what's happened this week in the tech industry, as well as AI industry. Realistically, they could kind of be considered one and the same, but we definitely got to specify the AI part as well. So, of course, I'm your host, Cyrus. I'm a little under the weather today, not feeling as good as I usually feel. Nevertheless, we are pushing through to make sure we're able to get this news to y'all, and also just really being able to engage with y'all in general. So, as always, I am joined here with my incredible co-host, the queen of AI herself, Ashley. You go ahead and introduce yourself for those that are new here. That it's their first time checking us out.
Yes, everyone. Welcome in on this beautiful Saturday. I am your go-to gal for AI solutions. If you're a professional or a business owner, also the founder of two AI-driven startups, a wearable technology startup called Better Boost, and an AI solutions agency called Asher AI. So happy to be here and also happy to discuss this insane tech news.
Yeah. And for everybody that is interested in checking out some wearable devices, wearable technology, definitely make sure you check out that you tap in with her to check out everything that she has to offer. Also, for those that are looking to be able to scale your business when it comes to leveraging artificial intelligence, make sure that you tap in with her as well. She's an amazing resource when it comes to that. Outside of that, for those that are looking to be able to scale into a high-paying tech career, just all you have to do is click the check out the description underneath the video, and you'll see a couple different options. One, you'll see an option just to join our tech community of over 5,000 members. So it's a free community. All you have to do is click the link, just provide the information. You'll be able to join our free community of over 5,000 professionals and techies. And also, other option for those that are interested in getting in the tech industry, but you're not sure what to actually do or what's a good fit for you. We also have a link for our tech career quiz. So the tech career quiz will be able to help break down whether you're a good fit for something like product management, UX UI design, software engineering, or even being a tech founder yourself. So make sure you click on that link. Again, it's a completely free quiz that just helps you out. And yeah, aside from that, y'all, we got some amazing news to jump into. As we get ready to jump into the news, I want to know from everybody, one, where you tuning in from, and two, I want to know if this is your first time here. If it's not your first time here, then that means that you are a person that I believe that you are interested in what's happening in the industry when what's happening with AI. So let us know in the comments, what is a topic that you want to see us talk about today? Maybe a topic we didn't even have prepared. There's a lot of news that's happened this week. So let us know in the comments if there's a topic of something that's happened this week and you're like, yo, let's make sure we talk about this. Let us know in the comments and we'll definitely jump on that topic. That being said, I'll go ahead and kick things off per usual with the first bit of tech news. I feel like I'm kind of stepping a little bit into Ash's territory right here, but gonna do it nonetheless. So, a leaked document shows that OpenAI has a very clear definition of AGI. So, OpenAI and Microsoft have a confidential definition of achieving artificial general intelligence, or AGI, which they agreed in 2023 would be realized when OpenAI develops an AI system generating at least $100 billion in profits. So the definition has sparked debate within the AI community about the true meaning of AGI and its potential impact on the economy. OpenAI, initially founded as a nonprofit to benefit humanity, has received over $13 billion in funding from Microsoft. The agreement between the two companies stipulates that OpenAI would cease allowing Microsoft to use any new technology after AGI is achieved and prevent potential harm in the hands of a for profit entity. However, OpenAI's shift away from a nonprofit to potentially a for profit business due to fundraising challenges and competition has led to an ongoing negotiation with Microsoft to alter their arrangement. So, want to know from y'all. We talked about this a little bit last week, um, or was I even in last week? I think there might have just been some news I posted. Want to know from y'all, how do y'all feel about OpenAI going from a nonprofit to a for-profit business? The other piece about it is, do y'all think that makes sense for them to say that, okay, they've achieved AGI or artificial general intelligence once they've reached $100 billion in revenue? Like, is there a correlation between how much money they've made versus them actually reaching a certain achievement when it comes to technology, when it comes to AGI? Definitely want to know from y'all. Ash, you've been one of the main people, if not the person I've been hearing talk about AGI the most. I was very shocked when I saw this and I saw that they were talking about they would see that they would achieve AGI once they hit $100 billion in profits. What are your thoughts on this? Do you like? Is there a correlation between how much money they make, or do you feel as if they might be taking their eye off the ball and they're quantifying success by money instead of success by actual technological achievement?
Yeah, a great question, Cyrus. I believe that essentially it's going to be all down to compute power. So obviously, the more money and capital that they have to invest into compute, then the closer they get to AGI and ASI, artificial superintelligence. I would like to argue that AGI is already here. And so, Sam Altman has, dropped several hints. And so I think that we should all be preparing ourselves for a world where artificial general intelligence is already a reality. So imagine that, an artificial intelligence AI system that can do anything a human can do. It can think and process and have rational thoughts that can come down to, really strategic solutions. So what do you think, Cyrus?
Yeah, I think it's a bit strange to me. Like I agree with your take on it. It's weird to me that they're saying that they've achieved AGI once they reach 100 billion. I mean, maybe the correlation is that because I know that initially what Sam Altman said when he spoke with investors early on, when they said, "Okay, well, how are you going to make OpenAI profitable or make ChatGPT profitable?" And his statement was, he said, "Well, let's build it, and then we'll ask the AI how it can make itself profitable." So literally, which of course is like crazy to hear, to be like, "Yo, we don't know how we're gonna make money, but we're gonna ask the technology we're building after we build it, hey, can you tell us how you can help us make money?" Which is really crazy to hear. Nevertheless, I guess in my head, the only way I could justify this making some kind of sense is maybe them saying, "Okay, well, if we've truly achieved AGI, if we've truly achieved AGI, then AGI should be able to tell us how to generate $100 billion in profit. And if it can't tell us how to generate $100 billion in profit, then technically we haven't reached AGI because AGI should be smart enough to show us how to do that." That's the only, and I'm not even saying that that's what their conclusion is. It's just that's the only thing I could wrap my mind around because yeah, but I've never seen a time where some like a company says that they've achieved a certain technological achievement or accomplishment based on the amount of money they've made. That's what seems like a huge disconnect to me. So I don't know. Like I'm of the camp like is I have a serious love hate relationship with Elon Musk in terms of like some of the things he does and says and some of the things I love. He's clearly a genius, somebody to admire. He'll go on a Mount Rushmore of geniuses in history. Nevertheless, I always go back and forth with who I trust between him and Sam Altman. When he says you can't trust Sam Altman says you can't trust Elon Musk. This is probably one of the first times outside of a lot of the executives of OpenAI quitting. This is one of the first times where I'm like, bro, it does seem like you're just caring about the money because I don't. I could see the investors in this statement, but I couldn't imagine Sam Altman or other OpenAI execs them agreeing with this statement that we've achieved AGI once we've generated $100 billion. That just doesn't make any sense to me. You see
Right.
a
It seems
J.
a little bit greedy. I think that perspective and opinion on where, OpenAI started off as a nonprofit and it obviously evolved into a for-profit company organization. I think that it's a natural evolution. The bottom line of almost any business is going to be profit. So I am not going to, be mad at OpenAI for doing their thing. Corporation as a large corporation, and also keeping the price point, reasonable. So the basic version is like obviously there's a free version of ChatGPT. They have the standard version that's like around $20 and then the more advanced version that's around $200. AI itself is a depreciating asset, so it's going to continue to get cheaper and cheaper. And so it all comes down to responsibility. If they
You cut out on my end, Ash. I can't hear you. Y'all let me know in the comments if y'all can hear
Well,
her. Maybe it's just me on my end.
here we go. It's most definitely a crazy time to be alive. We want to hear from you in the comments. Do you guys think that AGI is here? Tap in. Let us know. Let us know where you guys are tuning in from. All around the world, we'd love to hear from you. Tap into the chat, you guys, to shout you out. JH says, great content. Thank you so much.
I
Happy
appreciate
to
that.
be here. Happy to discuss the latest technology. But you, the future is already here. The future is now. So tap into the chat. Tap in.
But definitely, JH said it's tuning in from Atlanta. Atlanta. Good stuff. Good stuff. So look, y'all, we
Atlanta.
are
Shout out.
this news really caught me off guard with the open AI situation. What's the other piece of news that you had to share, Ash? I don't know if it's Ash's signal or if it's mine, but I don't see her. Anyway, while we're waiting for the reconnection, want to know from y'all. So I see JH is from Atlanta. Want to know from y'all what's the craziest bit of news that y'all have heard about this week in the tech or AI industry? It's been a lot of stuff that's happened, a lot of things. Sam Altman made a video. He posted the video of him basically talking trash about Elon Musk. Him saying that Elon Musk is a bully and is a hater. That was crazy. China just unveiled their AI hospital. It's a fully AI robotic ran hospital in China, which that was some crazy news that took place this week. It's a lot of different stuff. A lot of different stuff that got announced this week with AI. Let me look at some of the other news. What's happening? What's come out? All right, looks like Ash has dropped out. All right, guys. So while we're waiting for Ash to come back on, I'll go ahead and transition over to the next piece of news. All right, so let me know if y'all know about this. Let me know if there's anybody here in the chat that's a crypto investor. But there's a looming threat to Bitcoin and to the rest of crypto because of the risk of quantum hacking. So Bitcoin's rally faces a risk that isn't on the radar for most crypto investors, which is quantum computing. So the nascent technology, which drew attention this month after Google claimed a breakthrough that nobody's seen a demo of, but that's a whole nother conversation. Nevertheless, it's believed that the quantum computing chip could one day enable hackers to break the encryption that keeps Bitcoin and cryptocurrency in general secure by allowing thieves to swipe coins out of supposedly secure digital wallets. Researchers say that a quantum device powerful enough to crack crypto is likely a decade or more away. Still, advances in the technology pose a long-term risk unless Bitcoin's fractious community of developers beef up its technology in a time-consuming upgrade. So look, y'all. Look, I want to know from y'all who all is here that is an investor into crypto. One of the things that is supposed to be one of the things that crypto gets praised for is how secure it is. It's just that's one of the hallmarks of it is just how secure it is. Nevertheless, already there's a threat of the security of it, which again is technology. Technology is the greatest threat to technology. And so because of quantum computing, which again Google claims that they've made a breakthrough, but as far I haven't seen a demo of it. Let me know in the comments if anybody here has seen a demo of the quantum computing chip that Google, like, not just see it, but seen what it's able to do. Because so far, only thing I've seen from the quantum computing chip is just them saying we had an incredible breakthrough. And a lot of people are debating whether or not Google is saying that just to make their value go up or just so that they can have some bit of news that'll put the attention back on them, since a lot of the attention has been taken away from them for quite some time now. But that being said, do y'all believe that when we talk about quantum computing being a potential threat to cryptocurrency, Bitcoin specifically, do you believe that realistically this is a great opportunity for the cybersecurity space? Because again, we have cybersecurity engineers that are going to be working at these crypto companies. A lot of them already work at these crypto companies, but a lot of people don't realize, and I say this often, the crypto industry is a part of the tech industry. The same way AI is a part of the tech industry. They're just different arms or different branches of it. That being said, these crypto companies are hiring cybersecurity professionals. They're hiring a variety of professionals within their companies. And so I do believe that this is going to be a huge opportunity. And that's one of the things we always need to look at, the opportunity in the midst of there being bad news. There's always opportunity. So some people might look at this news and be like, oh man, Bitcoin or cryptos at a risk, or going to be at a risk because of quantum computing. But on the flip side, this means that they're going to beef up their security. They're going to need significantly more engineers and cyber risk analysts, and the list goes on and on of different roles that are in the cybersecurity space. But they're going to need a lot of those roles and those people. And a lot of people don't know that these crypto companies actually pay some of the highest salaries in the world. Like on average, crypto companies pay about $400,000 and up, like for various roles, even outside of cybersecurity. So definitely a huge opportunity. But I want to know, anybody that's an investor in cryptocurrency, is this something that y'all think is a big deal, or do y'all believe is getting blown out of proportion? And also, I want to know, has anybody actually seen a demo of this quantum computing chip that Google said they just announced or released? So,
Yes,
Ash,
tap into the chat.
I'm assuming you heard about this news about the quantum computing chip. Have you seen a demo of it, or what all do you know about this computing chip?
Yeah, so I have seen a quantum computer and it's absolutely mind blowing. Like, it's actually, imagine it more so into a scientific setting. Like, most of the time, it's actually in a lab so they can test it. And, because it has to press, it's a very powerful device. Computing is going to be changing thing. I mean, not only like on the security front, so there's going to be, advanced computational hacking, but also going to be changing and drug solutions. So I mean, like the Medicare industry or medical industry are going to have care solutions. So with quantum computing and quantum solutions, we're going to have breakthroughs that are going to be able to bring down the timeline for medical breakthroughs that used to take a year. It's going to be weeks. So weeks or days, to have these immense breakthroughs, to have options for cancers or, almost anything that we can think of. And so quantum computing is pretty dangerous because we're surpassing level of AGI. I mean, we're skipping straight into ASI if we can, really control this level of power.
It's
But yeah, one of the
interesting.
most powerful devices.
It's really interesting to see all of this. Every time something new gets released, something else is created that creates a new threat or new hack, a new threat or risk to it overall. But again, all of these just create more and more opportunities. Before you had dropped out, I was asking what I was asking you to take over for the next piece of news.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Let's get into it. So I'm not sure if the first news article that I mentioned, I think was maybe cut off. Did you guys hear about the 4 trillion market cap of Apple? Did you hear
Oh,
that? Did you catch on to that?
I actually did hear about it, but I didn't get to look deep into it. But I did hear because of AI. But
Yes.
definitely, you could dive into that.
Yeah, so this significant boost is essentially going to be attributed to their AI features. So imagine we have all of our iPhones. Imagine having ChatGPT, Gemini, the latest LLMs integrated into your phone. And so essentially, we're looking at a prediction of a stock that could exceed $300 per share. So this is going to be within the next year. So if you guys are interested in investing into Apple, it could be a lucrative investment. So once again, that is surpassing a market of 4 trillion with a T. So we're looking at becoming the most valuable company in the world. What do you guys think about that? Tap into the chat. Do you think that, for example, Nvidia is going to surpass Apple one of these days? Do you think Tesla with their road out and take over? What do you guys think? Tap into the chat. Welcome, Denise.
I believe
Whoa.
so. My thoughts on it. Um, I do think these other companies are going to overtake Apple. I think both Tesla and Nvidia are going to overtake Apple eventually. I do think Tesla might eventually be the most valuable company in the world. If I would say this, if Elon Musk is kicking and moving and he's in good health for another 10 years.
Break it up.
Oh man.
We're good. I think you're gonna.
Okay, can y'all hear me?
Yes.
It says AAPL. Apple currently at $255. Yeah, so if Elon Musk is in good health for another 10 years, I definitely see Tesla overtaking everybody because of the way they're integrating everything. You know, with the Tesla bots, obviously self-driving cars. If they
Mhm.
integrate all of their technology together, Twitter, what they're doing with their satellites, you know, all of the stuff they're doing, if they weave all of it together, collectively, it's definitely going to be the most valuable company by far, by far. Nvidia seems to be a huge threat or huge
Mm.
competition. The only thing though is that Nvidia has
Mhm.
competition, and honestly, I think in order for I think Jensen Wang is going to have to be more of a public figure than he is. So he's already a very public figure. But again, one of the things that helps Elon Musk a lot is how much of a public figure he is. So he gets a lot of investors, he gets a lot of people backing him. He has a huge fan base. One of the things that he has going for him that Tim Cook doesn't really have going for him. Tim Cook is a celebrity CEO, but Tim Cook is way more reserved, more behind the scenes. You can tell he doesn't really care about the spotlight. He's not like Steve Jobs. Like Steve Jobs really wanted a lot of attention in the
Right.
spotlight. And so
Yeah, a
that being
legend.
yeah, super legend. Yeah, so but
Right.
truly at the end of the day, at the end of the day, I do this is a great opportunity for their investors. I say this all the time. If you already make a lot of money, then you should be investing in the tech industry. Or if you're not making a lot of money, you should get a job in the tech industry. And if you're making a lot of money already and you're in the tech industry and you've been in for a little bit of a while, you should be considering creating your own tech business or tech startup. Like across, it doesn't matter if you're not in the tech industry and you don't care about being in the tech industry, that's totally cool. But if you're making a lot of money, that's even better. But you definitely want to put some of your money into these tech companies because I mean, literally, they're the end all be all. And for those that are in the UK, I know y'all say the opposite way. Y'all say the be all end all. But that being said, like it's incredibly important to put your money into these companies. But if you don't have a lot of money, definitely put your time, your resources into these companies and these businesses so you can make a lot of money that way. Santito says that's interesting. I believe that Nvidia will surpass. I'll reread this. It says Ash just rejoined. Santito says that's interesting. I believe that Nvidia will surpass many top companies. Whoever supplies the products and tools to make their technologies run, then Nvidia will remain relevant to whoever uses them. So that's a really good point. Up until about a week or 2 weeks ago, I would have agreed with you. So I agree with your point, Santito. A really great point. But what's happening right now is a lot of Nvidia's customers, their biggest customers, are basically trying to compete with them. So that's the thing that sucks for Nvidia is that Nvidia is so successful. Their clients are like, "Yo, why don't we like we want some of this money? We don't have to pay you for this technology. We want to build our own." So a lot of different
Mhm.
companies, whether we're talking Apple, whether we're talking Microsoft, a lot of these companies are working on, or the same thing with Meta. We reported on this recently. Same thing with Meta. A lot of these companies are about to become competitors to Nvidia. And I'm gonna be real. Some of them have like a little slight beef with Nvidia. I've been noticing this to where they're going to Nvidia's competitors and working with them instead. And so, yeah. So again, I agree with your point, but it's one of those things where Nvidia's bread and butter is this thing, whereas a lot of these other companies have like so many other ways they make money. They have so many other systems in place. So right now, Nvidia is going to be facing some competition. Now, again, they could end up being number one or end up staying number one and rising number one and lapping everybody. But again, a lot of these companies are trying to create competitors to Nvidia, which I think that actually might be one of the pieces. Yep, that's one of the pieces of news we got to cover. So as I tell y'all, we always got a lot of different news to cover. So at this point, I don't even have like 4 or 5 topics. At this point, I always have like 10 different topics. And based on the way the conversation flows, I could just jump to one of those topics. So that being said, Apple's bad blood with Nvidia continues after decades of fighting. I didn't even know they had a beef going on. But so Apple is ramping up. research and development of its own AI chip to reduce its reliance on third-party developers, potentially finally completing ending its decades-long unhappy relationship with NVIDIA. November 2020, Apple announced the M1 chip, its first foray into in-house design processors for its Mac lineup. The move effectively severed ties between Apple and Intel, the latter responsible for previous processors in Apple's computers. Now it seems like Apple is gearing up to reduce its reliance on another third-party developer, NVIDIA. Currently, Apple works with NVIDIA to power many of the features behind Apple's intelligence or Apple Intelligence. NVIDIA currently controls somewhere between 70 to 95% of the market share for AI chips. Wow, that's a huge market share. Its position in the market rocketed NVIDIA to the top of the most valuable companies. It even eclipsed Apple's top spot, albeit for a brief time. Interestingly enough, Apple doesn't buy NVIDIA chips, rather, it rents access to them from cloud services run by Amazon and Microsoft. But Apple is likely gearing up to sever ties even further by allegedly partnering with Broadcom to design its own AI server chip. So literally right on par with the conversation. Up until about a week or 2 weeks ago, I would have agreed with you, but a lot of NVIDIA's biggest customers and clientele are trying to become their competition. And so, which is good for the market, is good overall for the market, but it's not so good for NVIDIA. So I'm curious to see. I mean, we don't know. Like Jensen Wang, they can end up pulling some hat trick out and still end up being the top dog in the next 5-10 years, or all this other competition is really going to mess them up. I want to know what y'all think. Walter says, I don't know who could compete with NVIDIA's GPUs. I'm sure they'll try. And you know what? I actually agree with you, Walter. I think a lot of these companies are going to have like the quality of their GPUs, their chips are not going to be the level of, because NVIDIA's been doing this. So I don't think the quality of a lot of these other companies out the gate is going to directly be able to compete. But again, what it is that a lot of these companies, at least they're going to use their own technology to where they're not relying on NVIDIA, which automatically is going to like lose NVIDIA money, and they're going to lose a lot of market cap, and they're going to lose like a lot of their dominance. So it isn't even as much of, I guess we can kind of think of it this way. I hate that I'm using it in drug dealing terms, but I'm gonna use drug dealing terms. It's like if I'm the plug and I have 10 different, like let's say I have 10 different cities, and in each of those cities there's a drug dealer that comes to me. If five of those drug dealers in their city decide to stop using me as the plug, and they decide to go over my head and get my connect, yeah, they're probably not going to be as successful as me, but they still technically took away 50% of my profit margins. And so likewise is the same thing with NVIDIA, is that it won't even necessarily be that other people are going to be better, but they'll eat enough out of their profit margins. Because we have to keep in mind, Apple, Meta, the rest of them, they don't need to be as good as NVIDIA, because remember, their main business is not what NVIDIA does. Their main business is what we know of them doing. Apple being products and software with iTunes Store, things like that. Meta obviously being Facebook, Facebook. I was gonna say ManyChat, WhatsApp, Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram. Then also like some of their wearable technology that they're working on. So that's their main source of money. These are just side projects to them. So these side projects to them are going to take away a lot of money from NVIDIA. So that's really what it's about. So I agree with y'all entirely. I don't think they're going to be touching NVIDIA's quality, not for some time, not for any time in the near future. But it's still going to eat up a lot of the margin. I mean, like, again, NVIDIA controls 70 to 95% of the market share. And so all they got to do is eat up a good 40% of that. And now they've dropped down to 40 to 65% of the market share, which is that's the equivalent of billions of dollars a year. And then over the span of like several years, we're talking trillions of dollars that they're losing. So, más o menos. Santito says, wow, thank you for sharing that part of the tech news. I believe competition is healthy for many different reasons. Yeah, I agree entirely. Santito. A great point that you brought up. All right, good stuff. So, Ash, I'll go ahead and pass it over to you, either if there's some other pieces that you want to address with this topic, or if you want to switch over to the next piece of news.
Yeah. Sure. Let's go ahead and hop into a little bit of AI ethics. All right, you guys. So here it goes. We're looking at Cambridge researchers warning of an intention economy. Okay, so this is where AI can map and manipulate our human desires, potentially influencing, of course, our decisions before we consciously even make them. And so we've seen this on the big stage, on the world stage when it comes to politics. But essentially, AI is getting a lot better at it. We can now prove that there are going to be obviously risks that are associated with this. So what do you guys think? Do you guys think that there are necessary safeguards that are going to be really important for this next stage as AI is able to, influence our lives day to day? Or do you think it's going to take some time for AI to be able to really make significant impact?
I mean, I believe I believe it's already here in terms of making impact. I mean, because as much as I'm knee deep in this news
Mhm.
and this information as to what's happening, I've almost been fooled a couple times by some AI generated content. I've almost been swayed a couple times where I saw something and I was like, "What?" And then I had to like rewatch it multiple times and sift through it to realize, okay, no, this is AI generated. So that being said, whether we're talking like
Mhm.
politics or we're talking things happening with companies or we're talking like celebrity gossip or drama, whatever it might be, it's like, man, and again, it's only going to get better from here. So I think in probably about, I give it probably 2 years max, maybe 1 year before it's almost indistinguishable. The thing that we're going to need is, and I want to know from y'all, like what y'all think we'll need, because these are my thoughts. All of these social media platforms are going to need to be able to let you know this is AI generated content. Now, I know right now you're supposed to tell it if whatever content you're putting up was made by AI, but a lot of people aren't going to do that. A lot of people are just going to like post things either way. So these platforms, I don't even know how these platforms are going to be able to determine it, but these platforms are going to have to, in some kind of way, be able to tell that the content is AI generated. It might have to be like with COVID, which we already know Mark Zuckerberg admitted that a lot of the things they did when it came to what Meta was doing, Instagram and Facebook, when it came to the politics, when it came to COVID, they admitted that they didn't handle that the right way. They admitted that they were swayed by certain political parties. That being said, I don't know how they'll be able to like verify if something's AI or not. The only way I could see them doing it would be if they're using their platforms like a bit of a search engine. And what I mean by that is, let's say someone posts some news, but let's say Donald Trump. Let's say it's a video of Donald Trump saying something. In the time that the post is getting uploaded, I would think that Meta would have to scan the post, scan the caption, and scan the image or the video to see what the post is about, and then actually search the internet for valid platforms, valid websites that have reported on that same news or same information. But that will cost so much money for them to do that for every single social media post. Because it's one thing for them to do that just for COVID. It's another thing for them to do that when it comes to hate speech or somebody posting about something racism. It's a whole other thing for them to do that if somebody's posting nudity online. But now we're making it to where technically every single post that would get put up would have to get like scanned and verified, and they have to check the internet and check certain websites. And then it's like, how do they even verify the websites they're checking are also giving accurate information? Because a lot of these websites, whether we're talking even news platforms, a lot of them give false information as well based on their own agendas. So I think we're going to be heavily, heavily influenced. I even think about the gender war that's going on right now and like the crazy beef going on between men and women online. And it's like sometimes I'm just scrolling and I'm like, this is crazy, like how much it's like we hate each other. And it's like we can't clearly see. It's like, can we not see that in one way, shape, or form, whether it's the algorithm showing you things that you want to see or whatever, either way, it's like we should clearly be able to see that this is not how all men think or how all women think. But it's like you're seeing how even myself, I've had to catch myself from the content not manipulating my mind to think differently about women. And so that being said, a lot of people are, I don't like to use this term, but I'll use it anyway. A lot of people are sheep where they're just completely and entirely swayed by whatever they see on social media, whatever they see online, whatever they see on a website or on the news. And I'm not even talking about boomers. I'm talking about like just people in general. And so that being said, yeah,
Yeah.
I think we're gonna kind of be screwed. I don't know how it's gonna how we're gonna avoid it. And again, y'all, I hate to sound doom
Yeah.
and gloom. Again, these are my thoughts. Hopefully I'm completely wrong. Hopefully someone creates some type of technology to where they're able to do it and it's able to be simple and smooth. That's what I hope is gonna happen. Walter says YouTube will probably make an AI category for videos, or maybe watermarks coming directly from the AI platform. Yeah, that's true. But also with the AI platforms, you could pay a certain amount for it to not have a watermark. It's the wind is starting to blow like crazy here. Hopefully it doesn't sound too windy to y'all, but it's like the wind is blowing crazy here right now, out of nowhere. Ash, what do you think is gonna what protocols are you think they're gonna put into play to keep this from happening? Or do you think there won't be anything they'll be able to do to safeguard us from being manipulated
I
by AI?
think that yeah, I think there's really no saving us, and you said it best. However, I think the best example that currently exists is going to be Elon Musk's or X's community notes. So I'm on Twitter. I appreciate, getting a community note about a false image or a false video that I've seen. And so that really manages the process very well. And so I think that could be applied to many different apps, maybe towards just, all social media you know, platform that X has. I think it'd be very, very helpful and beneficial.
Santito says, I would like to be able to create an AI platform that would detect if content was AI generated or not. Maybe it could detect what percentage is AI. That's interesting. Santito, are you are
Yeah,
you
very
are you
interesting.
already an engineer? I mean, and you don't have to be an engineer to create this technology. By the way, you can partner with an engineer. But I want to know, Santito, like, are you currently in the tech industry? Like, what do you do exactly? I'm curious. But that's a great
Yeah,
idea.
love that idea though.
If you're able to do it, hey, you got
Yeah.
my support. 100%, you got my support.
Yeah, I think there are different ways that we can do it. So like with images, if we're going to create different platforms through like meta imagery, so like there are just like things that are unseen by the human eye that can detect it, but like to what level do we want distinction in AI? Things so real, but like fantasy, do we love the allure or we really truly want everything? Yeah.
You know what I almost think might end up happening? This is what I hope. I hope I hope that there's a convergence that happens. I hope that by the time AI is so good that we can't tell if it's legitimate or not, I hope
Up a
that's the
little bit
same time
there.
we
Can
reach
you
a
hear me?
convergence. Oh, I can hear you. Am I breaking up, y'all? I'll put it in the comments. FinTech. Oh yeah, I'll drop some good comments. FinTech says the ongoing H-1B visa debate is bound to accelerate the push for AI development as culture clashes with business priorities. Companies are likely to lean heavily on large machine learning systems to replace human roles. Oh, exactly, exactly. Yeah, there was a report I did earlier this week from a company called, what's the name of the company? I forget the name of the company, but the company put up a post. They put up a lot of billboards saying "Stop hiring humans." What is the name of the company?
That was pretty funny, actually.
Oh yeah, they're called Artisan. The name of the company is Artisan. So yeah, to your point, FinTech 101. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of companies right now that are because I mean the cheapest labor in the world is definitely labor from third world countries, which are virtual assistants basically. But it's like AI technically is even more affordable than them. See, a lot of companies, it's going to be sooner rather than later before companies adapt using AI. Um, what else y'all say? Q grade 3. Don't educational institutions have resources that can detect AI usage in students' coursework or assignments? Yes, but there's also ways around it. So yeah, you are right, but there's
Yeah.
ways around it. Y'all know students always gonna find a way around something in school or some type of so this is what I'm hoping is gonna happen. I'm hoping there will be a convergence where by the time AI is so good that it's indistinguishable or undetectable to the human eye or to human reasoning, that'll be when social media is more like the metaverse, like what was Mark Zuckerberg's original plan. Which I still believe the metaverse is going to happen. I just say that I keep believing that he was too early because the metaverse looked like Sims. Like it's like nobody wants to be in a world where they just look like Sims characters. Like we want to be in a world where it looks at least like a Grand Theft Auto, at least.
Yes.
But realistically, we want it to look better than that. We want it to be almost indistinguishable from reality. And so I believe that Mark Zuckerberg, his idea was brilliant, but just the technology just wasn't there yet. And so that being said, I do believe eventually social media, or we call it Web 3, Web 3.0, I do believe that social media is eventually going to go from us looking at our phones to us wearing wearable devices, wearable technology, to where we're in a virtual social media world. Now, I believe once the technology is at that point, we might reach a convergence to where anything that gets uploaded will have to get processed and scanned to verify the legitimacy of it. And I think it might be easier to do that on one of those platforms than on Instagram or Facebook. Again, I could be completely wrong because I don't know what bandwidth, I don't know what GPU requirement, any other technical terms I want to throw out there. I don't know like realistically the difference. I'm literally just going off of my theory. Um, yeah, so I see y'all dropping some other comments in here. All right, Santito says, no, I recently got into tech sales, but I'm working my best move into the technical side where my passion is. Happen to encounter some challenges at work, and it's unfortunate. Okay, well, if you don't know exactly what you want to do technical, we have a tech career quiz underneath this video. You can literally click the link, and you can do the tech career quiz after this. And so, but if you want to know what exactly it is you want to do, you can tap in with us, or you can join our community. People are constantly posting in the community different companies that are hiring for different technical roles. Also, and this is something I should share. I should have shared this a little bit earlier. We do have guaranteed, like through our Scale and Tech program, we do have guaranteed interviews for top tech companies, the Googles, the Microsofts, the Apples, the Amazons, all of those. So for anybody, now it's mainly for people that have done a boot camp that we are in some type of partnership with, so that way we can verify like your level of like education before we connect you with our network. That being said, that is a resource that we have. So people that are in our current boot camp, that's something that they have access to. Where after the boot camp, aside from the referrals that we provide, they're able to also get those guaranteed interviews for both the technical roles and non-technical. But we are about to open it up for other people that have done other boot camps that we know the quality of those programs as well. So that's more of a future thing. But ID says, "What's up, ID8?" Says, "I think that people won't want to know. Mm, just let me enjoy the content or information causes people to make life decisions on. Then yeah, otherwise it's just entertainment." 2025 is the year of agentic AI. Sean Ted says, "As a student, all you have to do is retype the work." LOL. You know what? That's actually true. That's actually true. Just retype the work or copy and paste. That's actually funny. Um, IDA says, "I want to feel parsable." What is parsable? I'm curious as to what that is. I want to feel like parsable. I'm assuming that's a logo
Uh,
figure.
from Ready Player One.
Oh, was that his name?
Was that his name?
I remember Ready Player One. I don't remember his name.
Am I tripping?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Wade Watts. I guess Parsifal was probably his avatar's name. Yeah, yeah, that's from Ready Player One.
Yeah, I think
Exactly.
that you guys know about Sam. Essentially, this is yeah, it
You,
is.
you broke up, Ash. You said what?
Are we can it is from one?
Santito says the quantum chip could rapidly advance the Web3 technology. Exactly. Walter says, I'm also hearing a lot of great things about Meta Ray-Ban smart glasses. So the metaverse is coming. You know, that's one of the pieces of news that I have for us to cover. If we had time to cover the what's going on with the updates with the Meta Ray-Bans. What were you saying, Ash? Kendrick Price, greeting all. Looking forward to
Breaking
my
up a little bit
continued
on
work.
my end. I hope you guys can.
Hey, can y'all let me know in the comments if I'm breaking up a lot or if Ash is breaking up a lot? Because right now we're trying to figure out on whose end it might be. The goal is to give y'all a quality stream while we're having these discussions. Kendrick says, greetings all. I'm looking forward to my continued work in tech and the sports retail industry. That's dope. I love seeing people that are doing something in tech, but they're with a industry like that. That really allows you to stay very unique to that market. All right, Walter says, okay, Steve says both of y'all. He says both of y'all. Hey, look, my apologies, y'all. A little bit of a backstory. I am about to check into my Airbnb unit, and so right now I'm in the rooftop waiting area. I'm in the Dominican Republic. I'm in the rooftop waiting area, and yeah. So that being said, all right, good stuff.
Sorry about the disconnection. A little bit of technical difficulties, eh?
Hey,
So where we last left off, were you mentioning the next piece of news?
yeah, I'll actually jump into the piece that was just mentioned. I might not even have it pulled up. Yeah, it looks like I didn't even pull it up for different reasons. I'll go ahead and pull it up now. So one update with Meta Ray-Ban's glasses. Pull this up. All right, here we go. All right, so the upcoming Ray-Ban Meta smart glasses may feature the display upgrade people have been hoping for. So when Meta teased its prototype Orion smart glasses at Meta Connect, Mark Zuckerberg confidently said that they were the most advanced glasses the world had ever seen. The prototype glasses are an attempt to bridge the gap between the popular Ray-Ban Meta smart glasses, which are lightweight and practical but limited in features, and the Meta Quest, a full-fledged VR and AR headset with an augmented reality display that's also bulky and impractical for everyday use. So now the Wall Street Journal reports that Meta will carry over some of Orion's best features, such as the small in-lens screen and a wristband controller, to the upcoming model of Ray-Ban Meta smart glasses. Also, this would introduce an AR or augmented reality component to the glasses with a holographic interface while capturing your surroundings with a pass-through display that may be controllable with a wristband sensor. It's a sensible step up from the current smart glasses model, which only allows for audio-based interactions and photo and video taking. So yeah, so we definitely are. It looks like they're inching towards, little by little, inching towards the metaverse with these glasses. I mean, yeah, obviously right now they're just focused on augmented reality, but we always have to keep in mind these companies are always thinking of the future. So it's very similar with Elon Musk, where Elon is doing a lot of things with a lot of different companies where it all seems kind of all sporadic, but he has a bit of a plan to weave all of it together in some type of way. And so likewise, same thing with, like, we have to keep in mind these companies have what's called a product roadmap. So for anybody that's in the comments, that's a product. You're a product manager. I was gonna say project manager. You're a product manager. You know what a product roadmap is, where your company has plans for features and updates, even as far as 2-3 years later down the line. So that being said, we have to understand that whatever news we're seeing these companies are coming out with, they have a product roadmap that's stretching for probably years down the line. So I do believe the product roadmap of what Meta is trying to do with them blending their Orion with their Meta glasses and kind of blending it all together. I do believe the end goal, and right now they're doing augmented reality, virtual reality. What's the next step of that? The next step of that is social media. Who's running the social media game right now? Meta's running the social media game. You know, despite TikTok, despite YouTube, they are running, despite even Twitter or X, they are running the social media game. And so it won't take much for them to merge their social media with what they're doing with the AR, VR, that technology. So eventually they will have some type of merger that'll happen. And realistically, it might be something just like when we saw with Threads. We saw that launch that Mark. Oh, look like I dropped out. Okay, cool. All right, we all saw what happened when Meta launched Threads, or with Instagram launched Threads, and how they had it to where if you're an Instagram user, literally all you had to do was like click something and you could have a Threads account to compete with X. I believe they're going to do something similar with Instagram and with the metaverse. That once they have the technology ready, they'll announce it. People will be able to use their Instagram and go into some type of virtual or augmented reality if they have their meta glass basically. But again, a lot of this stuff is theoretical. Things that we know for a fact, we know that they want to do something with the metaverse because that's always been Mark Zuckerberg's plan. He was obsessing over that at one point, like obsessing over it. We know, obviously, when it comes to these, it really makes sense that this would be their end goal plan. Definitely want to know from y'all. I see Ash. Ash is doing the chin rub, which means she's thinking a lot. So I want to know from y'all. I also want to know from Ash what y'all's thoughts are on this.
Yeah, that was a question for me. It was breaking up on my end, so I asked the question.
Yeah, so I was asking, what do you think, if you're going to theorize, what do you think Meta's plans are, like their end goal plans when it comes to this technology? And do you believe they're going to try to merge it together with their social media, or do you think that they're going to go a different direction?
Yeah, it's a great question. And I have to say that Meta using everyone's data for their own personal benefit. And so capitalizing on data, everyone does that, but Meta is really well known for that. So when we're speaking on the technologies that they're developing, of course, our social media platforms, they're taking that data. However, what we're future of is called neural haptics, what Cyrus mentioned a bit earlier, where you can kind of face the virtual screens, augmented reality, either with like your brain itself or with your hands, et cetera, et cetera. So there's different levels to haptics, but it's going to be insane. I mean, do you want Facebook or Meta in your mind? They already know your preferences. They already know, yourself. They probably know you better than you know yourself. And so it's all a matter of data and how they're using it. And so, do you think that Meta is in it for good, or not? What do you guys think? Let us in the comments.
Hey, look, I'm here for all of it. I know a lot of y'all aren't going to agree with me, but I'm here for it. If they get some technology where I could be a bit of a cyborg and I could live longer and I can control technology. I want all of that. Now, I'm not gonna be the first person to sign up. I'm not gonna be the guinea pig or the test dummy. But after like a year or 2 years of them having the technology and it seemed to be successful, hey, look, I'm here for it. Y'all said in the comments. So Santino says, DR nice, enjoy. Denise says, hey, I'm semi-new. I saw Jen from Road to QA and now I'm enrolled in the course. Oh, that's dope. I'm 25. I'm going to take the advantage of working remotely in different countries. Cyrus, you've inspired me to travel. Hey, that's what's up. I love it. I love it. I love it. Hey, we definitely got to travel. Traveling as much as I have, like especially when you live in a place for a period of time. So it's one thing to visit a place for a weekend or for a week. When you stay in a month and you really delve into the culture, it's very interesting. It's very interesting to see different things. Anyway, ID8 says I'm currently building generative AI communities ecosystems. That's dope. That's dope, ID8. One thing I noticed is that as models get better, so does the quality of the apps. It's like they are living and evolving. Exciting times, incredibly exciting times. That's dope what you're doing, ID8. I love it so much. I love the fact that your name actually represents what you're doing. It's not just a cool name. Denise says, I'm going to take the quiz. Sounds like a good resource. Yeah, the quiz is really great. And the quiz gives you 2 options at the end. So that way you're not limited. It gives you 2 different options based on the ways that you answer. We used to have it to where it gave 3 options. But again, you give people too many options and people get confused, whatever. So it's like, let's just keep it down to 2 options. But literally it's just you answer questions. And it based on the way you answer the questions, it'll be able to highlight out of 14 different jobs in tech. It'll highlight like which ones are the best fit for you. FinTech says, I'm betting FinTech will outshine the metaverse as AI, robo-advisors, risky crypto, and zero-day options dominate, with sports gambling addictions close behind. I'm betting FinTech will outshine. So when you say outshine, what do you mean exactly? Because in my mind, like they're so completely different, it's like they don't even compete at all. And so, like, usually when I think of something outshining, I usually think of like them kind of sort of being in the same market to where they're competing in some type of way. But that doesn't have to be what you're saying. I'm just I'm a little curious as to what you mean exactly by that. No funds left for VR. It's funny. Terry says, NVIDIA has just made a step forward, edge computing with, I'll get that later. Yeah, the wind is winding over here right now. I don't know what's going on. I didn't even know it could be this windy in Santo Domingo. NVIDIA has just made a step towards edge computing with their Jetson Nano developer kit for $249. This will allow more people to run local AI. How long do you think it will take others to? Local AI, that's interesting. I've not heard of that.
Yeah.
Ash, do you know
that's exciting. I would love to even leverage this myself and build my own robotic systems. Like, imagine building a robot from your own garage, leveraging, artificial intelligence, advanced chips from NVIDIA. It's insane. $249 price. Insane.
Y'all know. I'm always thinking about the beef. I don't know why I'm always thinking about the drama, Cyrus. But I love that NVIDIA did this because the same way that OpenAI and ChatGPT are trying to like undercut NVIDIA and create their own chips, this is showing how NVIDIA is basically trying to like undercut OpenAI. Because y'all know OpenAI's whole thing literally it's in their name, OpenAI. They're open source. Anybody to be able to build or create something AI wise, leveraging their technology. But this is a way for NVIDIA to. This is dope. I got to look into this because this sounds like they're undercutting ChatGPT. Now, obviously, based on this description, this is a completely different technology than ChatGPT. Nevertheless, this sounds like it gives people even more control and more ownership over things like a ChatGPT wrap. It sounds like they'll be able to like create their own technology. It won't even be open source. It'll be like closed or private for their business. I love it. I love it. Cyborg Cyrus. Cyborg from Teen Titans. Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm transhumanist, so I'm all on board for turning cyborg transhumanist. Hey, look, that's gonna be a whole thing. The LGBTQ plus community, they're gonna have to add cyborgs as a part of their community. Cyborgs lives matter. Uh, I believe that merging AI, VR, and meta will happen, especially if there's a way for us to make a profit from it while delivering a new experience. Yeah, I agree. Are we going to be able to control it? I do want to get into tech. I took a quiz once. It said I could do QA functional tester. Yeah, so we have a QA program, the scale and tech, that it teaches you everything in QA. So literally, you learn everything. So not just QA testing, QA automation, QA and AI and QA. Literally, so that way you're more valuable to the market and not limited to just one specific job in the QA space. And of course, through that, we have our guaranteed interviews as well that we're able to set up for you with different leaders at various tech companies. But yeah, the QA space in general is a dope space to get into. Definitely tap in with us about that. FinTech, I'm just saying the metaverse hype has faded with the yeah. So the metaverse hype did fade, but again, I believe they're gonna spin the block. It's gonna come back around. I believe it was just way too early. But now, and also, it was a huge leap to tell people to go from staring at their phones to out of nowhere, hey, buy these big these goggles and jump into the metaverse, even though the metaverse looks like a 2D image or it looks like a it looks worse than Sims. So once they have it to where it looks better, which they're going to be able to leverage AI. They weren't leveraging AI before. Also, now once they have it to where it's with their meta glasses, to where it'll look more stylish, more attractive, because no one was gonna like adoption of it will be much easier, and also it'll be a slower adoption. So it won't have to be go from staring at your phone to now you're in the metaverse. It'll be staring at your phone, wearing these meta glasses, using the technology from the meta glasses to make phone calls, to listen to music, to be on video calls with people, to scroll on social media, to oh boom, now all of a sudden those same glasses you have, now you can tap into the new virtual social media. So I believe it'll be a gradual thing. I believe that Mark Zuckerberg learned from his lesson when it came to that. So Santito, so whatever you purchase in the VR world can really get shipped to you as if you were shopping on Amazon store. Yeah, especially with a report that came out recently with Amazon launching they've them finally launching their new drones that deliver packages. As we know, other companies are going to compete with them when it comes to this, and so so they're able to deliver packages. I think in like under 30 minutes. Because they're able to like if it's in the same city or same region, their drone could just send it to you. And the cool thing about their drones, I don't think we got to report on this news. Maybe we did, but the cool thing about their drones is that their drones don't have to like go from the store and then fly to you. The drones literally can, excuse me, they don't have to like go to the store, fly to you, and then fly all the way back to the store. The drones can literally go from the store, take the item to you, drop it off, and the drone can go by the nearest charging station. So different stores, just the same way they got Amazon hubs around different cities, there will be different stores that they will have an Amazon drone charger where the drones will be able to go there and charge there. And so the drones will always be charged up and will be running and zipping all around like our skyline. But yeah, they recently just launched it. Uh, Yahweh, Yahweh Tech, they might have to establish laws not to make AI too human like or will run into AI. I don't even think they're gonna really be able to put a law around this. Because I mean, because that would be a law. That would be them putting a law around them trying to limit the advancement of the technology and how good it is. Because I agree with you. I've said this before. A lot of my statements sound really crazy, and a lot of them are crazy, but I don't care. I believe we are truly going to see an era where people are going to be like treating AI like it's humans, where you're going to see people protesting in the streets for AI rights or for robots' rights. You're going to see people making videos talking about how they truly are in love with their robot and how their robot truly loves them. And they're going to be saying, no, my robot really has feelings. Like you're really going to see this. Like we're going to see this happen. But like to your point, it'll happen significantly faster when the robots look more humanoid, when they look like us, when they sound like us, when they reason like us. But they're gonna make that happen because to make the masses comfortable with having AI. So because no one wants to have a robot in their home and it feels like a robot, because it feels creepy when it's a robot. So they're gonna want to make it as natural as possible, so that way it doesn't feel as creepy to people. But yeah, so Yahweh, also the meta world is much alive, just like how less than 1% of the world is in crypto. It's still pivotal and growing. It's the same with the metaverse. Yeah, very true. Very true. Emmanuel says, I see that happen. Okay, Emmanuel said, I'm not that crazy. Santito, I think, now mind you, I think people are going to be crazy when they do that. I want to be very clear. Me saying that's going to happen is not me saying I advocate for that. Y'all know people are crazy. We know people are crazy. And so people are always looking for something to advocate for. That's going to be the new wave, the new thing. Do you envision almost everyone will have a robot like everyone has a cell phone, TV, or microwave now? I believe what's going to happen, it's going to be like cars. I think of it like a car, where at first the people who had cars were the super elite. It was super elite who had cars. Maybe a plane is a better example. Plane or a car, whatever. But first the super elite have it. Then once it gets cheaper or they have different versions of it, then it becomes more accessible to other people. And then eventually it'll be to the point like in America. America's really weird because people look at you like you're broke if you don't have a car in America. Unless you live in New York or someplace where, people taking taxis themselves all the time. But it's like in America, if you don't have a car, people assume they're like, why don't you have a car? Even though you really don't need a car. You can just Uber everywhere. Like, I'm in South America and I'm Ubering everywhere. And nobody here questions my income because I Uber everywhere here in Santo Domingo. But America's different. So I do believe, and I don't know if this is going to be 10 years from now, 20 years, 30 years. I do believe people are going to look at people weird if you don't have a robot. Like at first, it's going to be a flex for people to say like, oh, yeah, my robot. And people are going to be like, wow. Then eventually it's going to be super normal. And then eventually it's going to be to the point to where people are like, wait, you do your own laundry? You weird. The same way people look at someone weird when they like, you don't have a car? I think it'll be pretty similar. Objects, AI has no problems here. Exactly. Education, entertainment, TV. Yeah, they're going to get reasoning girlfriend robots. There's a Twilight Zone episode about this. A man in love with a robot that looks human. I could definitely see AI robots in caregiver roles. I would imagine for the dialogue, and a really good investment. Someone creating robots, because what's the thing that people deal with when it comes to elderly is that a lot of the caregivers really mistreat the elderly. Like they don't feed them, they don't wash them, they treat them like they're nothing. And so to have robots that are caring for the elderly, that actually makes a lot of sense, honestly. That makes a lot of sense. Engine AI showcase its AI-powered humanoid robot for $12,000. Oh, 12,000? I think everyone is gonna. Yeah, exactly. Everyone's gonna have one. Now, mind you, the different price points. I know it's like everything else, like cars. It's like everything else. Different price points is gonna come with different like models that could do different things. And so some people are gonna cheap out. They're gonna buy the $5,000 robot, and it's gonna be bootleg or ghetto, but function a lot. And it's gonna be people that have like the top-notch quality one. All right, y'all. So that's it from the news that I had to share. Ash, I'll go ahead and pass it over to you. If there's anything that you had for us.
Yeah, I love that. And I love the last topic as well. I
Can't hear her.
mean,
She's talking.
I think everyone's going to have robots.
Did
You
you hear
can't
me,
hear
Ashley?
me? Can you hear me now? Yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear you now, yeah.
Perfect. Sorry about these connection. Sorry about these connection issues, guys. Anywho, let's get into it. A positive Okay, let me know if you guys can hear me. So, um, so let's get into it. I want to go ahead and give my 2 cents on the robot thing. So I am not sure if everyone's going to have a robot at a 12K up price point, but I do believe that everyone's going to have an AI agent. And so we're going to be starting there. And so now we already currently have AI agents, but it's going to continue to get to know us and continue to evolve into their own entities. And so also, AI itself is not yet conscious. And so we can argue, even if we're at an AGI stage or a self awareness stage. And so I could tell you guys some crazy things on some testing that I've done with artificial intelligence in order to confirm awareness and AGI, but it's not conscious, not yet. So we're not just going to skip over that. We'll talk about it at a later time. But I want to end off on a positive note. So, okay, if you guys are here, if you guys are interested in transitioning into tech, if you're already in tech, you're here for the winning move, because a lot of people are scared. They think that, AI is going to take everyone's jobs, robots are going to take everyone's jobs. But I want to end off on a positive note so that you guys know that AI is going to be creating jobs up to 97 million globally by the year 2030. So there is hope. And if you're not already in tech, then you need to run and not walk into it, because there is no better time. Before the year starts, you guys need to start. So Lyric Studio asked, can you break down what an AI agent is, please? So
a lovely
question. Essentially,
great question.
Yeah, so imagine a personalized automated assistant. And so it's something kind of like an LLM system, like a ChatGPT, a Gemini, a Claude, et cetera, et cetera. However, it can be applied to different integrations, or what we also call GPUs, or general processing units. You can program AI agents, or you can kind of leverage automated systems that already exist. And so we're looking at applying AI agents, let's say for our day-to-day, to manage our schedules, to send out emails for, everyday tasks that we do. But we could also have AI agents on the business front. So for businesses that are looking to maximize their ROI, then we're getting into, a future where that's where everyone's losing their jobs, right? Where AI agents can automate, most tasks that humans can do. So it's definitely an exciting future. I would say if you guys, don't already have the baseline of an AI agent or something, or a system that you can automate with AI, then most definitely look into it. That's how you're going to win. And also, if you're not already, in the tech industry, then the boot camps that we have are the best in the market. So tap into the link and schedule ASAP before the year is over. Education,
these AI agents are going to be pretty crazy. I saw some updates with some of them that are coming out where they'll be able to do.
Go ahead, Cyrus. Go ahead.
Exactly.
So
yeah, no, you're fine. I'm realizing there's a delay, so sometimes you'll be talking and I'll be talking and you'll hear me later.
Right. So Lyric Studio says, "Dope."
So Lyric
AI
Studio,
agents program
that's
or
a great
fix?
question. You said, could AI agents program or fix other AI?
Yes, the answer is yes. And it's super exciting and scary, perhaps, because not only can they build off of their own systems, make their own decisions, but they say that there's going to be a future where robots can build themselves. So not only can AI agents kind of continue to build off of each other, but imagine a robot that can just replicate itself, do its own thing, and become an all-powerful entity.
Terminator, like if anybody's watched the later Terminator movies and how they were showing how the robots eventually started building themselves and even making themselves better with time. It's
Mm-hmm.
the same thing with AI, where AI isn't just going to be able to make replicate itself or duplicate itself, but it'll be able to advance itself and give suggestions as to how it could be advanced. So it's definitely gonna be a very interesting future. Can AI agents do registration on websites for people's businesses? Not sure if it could do that yet, but it definitely will be able to. One of the things, this is going to be a piece of news that we were going to report on today. Again, y'all, there's a lot of news we always have to talk about, so I always have to pick and choose. One of the pieces of news is on this topic, where right now there's a couple. Let's see if I can actually pull it up. But basically, there is some news that's came out with there being a AI being able to do things like book your flights for you, like find the best flights for you for where you're trying to go, handle your flights, your hotel, getting your hotel room, all of that different stuff. I'm trying to find the article. I might not be able to find it in time because I literally yeah. But long story short, so think of it this way: like I have an executive assistant. There's a bit of a personal assistant and executive assistant. She books my Airbnbs for me, my flights. One of the things I just hired her, so she also is reaching out to different conferences and stuff to bring me on as a speaker. So she handles a lot of that stuff. Even like when I check into my Airbnb, after I check in, 30 minutes later, she all of the snacks and things that I like to eat. So she orders all of it and has all of it delivered to me. That being said, it won't take very long until AI is able to do something similar, like when you have your own AI agent. All you have to do, again, like let's say you can sync your AI agent up with let's say DoorDash or Uber Eats, and then let's say you sync it up with Airbnb, and then let's say you sync it up with whatever airline or preferred airlines you choose. Because all of these platforms, only thing that's going to need to happen, DoorDash and Uber Eats, they're just going to need to like make their APIs open and available for people to have AI agents to be able to pair their AI agent with their APIs or be able to integrate it some type of way. So that way, your AI agent, it'll be able to book your Airbnb. And of course, you'll prompt it so it can know what type of Airbnbs you like to stay in. Or it can know based on data from all of the other Airbnbs you stayed in. Okay, I know that, let me say somebody's name here in the comments. I know that Emmanuel likes, when Emmanuel stays in the Airbnb, he likes to be downtown. He likes to be in a corner unit, high rise with Florida glass ceiling. He likes to be in a place that has a gym, like a full gym on the inside. He likes this, he likes that, whatever. The AI will be able to know that. And you have to keep in mind, Airbnb, eventually they're going to open themselves up AI-wise. But eventually you have to imagine a world where your AI agent is able to find a list of Airbnbs for you. Of course, you probably will still have the final say-so as to what it books for you, but it can find a list for you. If you give it the go-ahead, it can go ahead and book it for you. And then also, when you arrive, it can go ahead and order. It'll know what type of snacks and groceries or things that you like to get from DoorDash, and it can order those things for you. It could be able to find the best deals on airlines and travel that you need to do, and find you the best deal and alert you. Eventually, all of these things will be able to happen. It's just really just a matter of time, but we're not very far off because all of these companies, they're all trying to think of how they can leverage AI to make themselves competitive. That's what the airlines are thinking about this. DoorDash, Uber, all of these companies are trying to think, how can we leverage AI or open ourselves up to AI to where we can provide some new feature to our customer base. And that's what it's going to be. Lyft and Uber are going to compete as to who can do what with AI. A person building their company with roles being played by AI agents is where people are saying we're going.
Absolutely.
That's funny. Emmanuel says hilarious. Y'all are on the sync, but the lag is preventing the sync. Yeah, that's funny. Lyric Studio says, what? Yo, that sounds like X-Men Sentinel. That's true. That's very true. Oh, and through ChatGPT assistance, API for memory. All 777 says there must be some kind of control, right? Human control. Yeah, and I'm thinking about the future healthcare. If you can have your personalized AI agent, you can keep your blood pressure monitored, meds constant and in danger. That's another piece of news that I was going to talk about today. I promise y'all, it might sound like I'm capping, but a lot of the things y'all are talking about was updates from tech and AI news from this week that I was going to share. So y'all are right on the money. All the things y'all are talking about are things that are happening or they're coming down the pipeline. Somebody said Waymo is on Uber's heels. That was another piece of news that I was going to talk about today. But again, y'all, we only got so much time and so many topics to talk about. Smartwatches and other wearable tech are all linked to the agent. The future looks great for healthcare. Yeah, it really does. It really does. You know, health tech is about to be incredible. About to be incredible. All right, look, y'all, that's it for the news we have. I mean, it's not it for the news. There's a lot more news we could talk about and cover. But again, we only have so much time. But we appreciate y'all for being here so much. Y'all made it worthwhile. I said this earlier. I'm like very, very sick right now, but I wanted to make sure I pushed through to been here for y'all. And I'm telling y'all, like, I forgot I was sick while I was doing this because I enjoy y'all's commentary so much. I get so caught up what y'all are saying and the engagement that I completely forgot that I wasn't feeling good. So again, I appreciate y'all so much, y'all's involvement, y'all's engagement, the nuggets y'all are dropping, having me go back and do some extra research. Again, for everybody that's new here or you're interested in getting in the tech industry, you're not sure what to do, literally click the description down below. We have a tech career quiz. Now, just a little insight. After you fill out the tech career quiz, our AI assistant is actually going to reach out to you. For those of y'all that have iPhone, it's going to surprise you because it will text you in iMessage. So it's going to text you blue bubbles and all. It'll be our AI assistant is going to qualify you either for our boot camp, or if you don't do our boot camp, that's totally fine. There's other boot camps and things that we will refer you to. So if you don't want to do tech sales or QA and you want to do something else, just let our AI assistant know and it'll direct you towards the best boot camp in that field. One of the things that we prioritize ourselves with Tech is New Black, every boot camp out here wants to work with us. But what we do is instead of working with all of them, we only work with the best that are in their specific field. So that way, whatever we're recommending you to, not only are we giving you a discount, but you can be assured that you're doing the best program. And last thing I'll say about it, every single boot camp that we recommend, I have interviewed at least 3 of their alumni that are working in tech now because of those boot camps. So I know the boot camps in and out. We know the quality of them. We got the testimonials, all of that stuff. Outside of that, take the tech career quiz for anybody that is a business owner, aspiring business owner, or you want to leverage a lot of this technology. We're talking about a lot of this AI. Make sure you tap in with Ashley. Again, she is a AI specialist. She's able to help you when it comes to your business or your career with being able to leverage AI, whether business or you're a worker. Outside of that, y'all, make sure y'all tap in and join our tech community. We have a tech community of over 5,000 techies and professionals. So make sure y'all click the link down below. It's a completely free community. So y'all can join in, attend the different events we have, and also some of the virtual sessions we have as well. We appreciate y'all so much. Ash, I'll give you the floor to let you close out officially for everybody.
Yeah, I appreciate everyone. Thank you guys for being here. And you know what? Don't forget to tap in the links below. Without further ado, have a prosperous and blessed new year, everybody. And let's make this money in tech. Cheers.
Peace.